your March surf report, my webinar for March. Yes, it is March 32nd today. So, yeah, we had to go one extra day, but I figured, hey, no one's got anything to do. So might as well just make sure it's a good presentation. I finished the bulk of it last night about 8 o'clock, and I fine-tuned it today. And so I had an idea to the rare time I want to answer questions as we're going along. So if you have a general question, save that to the end, but we're going to be talking about 12 different products. So if I'm talking about how to ship a bat and you don't understand something, throw that question in right then. My handy dandy my question wrangler is sitting right there, and then she'll pop it up like this. Give them a demonstration, Stace. Look, no hands. Ta-da! See? So I figured if I had Stacy log in as me, then she can pop up the questions. Super duper easy. All right? Does that make sense? Good to see everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Let me get some water, and we are off and running. All right, first question, and I want honest answers. Who has not signed up for Pirate Ship yet? Who has not, that is watching, signed up for Pirate Ship yet? Because I'm about to, what do you call that? Shame, I guess? Tis? Is that what that's called? Scold? Oh, man, there's a heck of a delay. People are like, oh, hey, Stacy. All right, so while we're waiting to see if anyone's going to be honest about it, if you have not signed up and are not using Pirate Ship, you are just flushing money down the toilet. And it also may, okay, I see a couple haven't signed up. You're also doing this. This is exactly what you're doing. You are just throwing money out the window. Now, I've been preaching it for over a year in both the Thrifting Board, and not even both. Thrifting Board here, Thrifty Business, Mom and I show. If you're not using it, you are throwing money away. So those of you who haven't done it yet, here's what you're doing. I want you to take $20 out of your wallet right now. I do want you to walk over to your toilet, and I want you to flush it down the drain. And then I want you to repeat that every single week, because by the end of the year, on the low side, you have just thrown $1,000 away. And I'm dead serious. You're going to see it this whole webinar. You're going to see how you've been throwing money away the entire time you have not been using Pirate Ship. So the first thing you're going to do after you get off this webinar is to sign up. All right. So domestic shipping, if we have a pound, just an example, if we have a 4-pound package that fits in a 12 by 8 by 4 box on eBay, it'll be $17.60. See that right there? If you ship that same box through Pirate Ship, it is $12.29. That is $35 over $5 in just that one package. Now, you don't need to know how the magic works. It's cubic shipping as opposed to just weight and size shipping, but it works. So not only we're going to talk about international second, but some of your smaller packages domestically is going to be better off on Pirate Ship. Is it even cheaper than through Amazon? Well, I'm going to guess yes. However, Amazon is very picky that you have to use their shipping service in order to be protected. And here's the only other problem I have. I only ship CDs and a rare book through Amazon. So most of my shipping through Amazon is 4-ounce items, and 4 ounces is the same price anywhere. So that won't make any difference. I don't really ever think about that. But good question. All right. So if that same 12 by 8 12-inch by 8-inch package that weighs 4 pounds can either be a box inside a bag or just fit in a bag, now we've dropped it all the way to $8.42. That is not $9 cheaper than eBay. eBay doesn't have any of the extra options. They just have priority. Okay. So you could have shaved $9 off this package. Does the savings vary based on where you live? I used to regularly compare with being linked to eBay, but only see savings on packages over 2 pounds. It's not based on where you live. It is based on where your item is going. So I luck out. I live in Las Vegas. On the right is Phoenix. On the left is Southern California. And so I have a lot of people that buy from me. So it's where you live. And we're going to talk about that coming up too. All right. But international shipping is where it gets even better, because here is a CD I just shipped the other day. I pretended to ship it through eBay so I could get the figure. Is a 4-ounce CD. So the package size is nothing really. $13 through eBay. All right, so there it is. I made a nice little circle for you. The same 4 ounces through Pirate Ship, $10.95. It's only $2, but if you save just $2 on 4 packages a week times 52 weeks, that's a lot of money. What's the max dimensions for a box and a bag? Hang on, we'll get to that. Don't jump ahead. All right, so here's what Pirate Ship looks like when you sign up. And I want to point out 2 things. You create your free account right there. And then the next thing you do, as soon as you sign up, if it's during the daytime hours, if you're a night owl and sign up at 3 a.m., you will not be able to do this at 3 a.m. But you're going to click on this little word balloon in the lower right-hand corner. And when a human answers, and they'll answer in only pirate speak, you tell them you want the simple export rate. I'll even write that. So yeah, I probably should have had that in there. Simple export rate. Yep. Will you pop that up, honey? Does it come through? Right here. And that's what gives you the cheap international shipping. Now that is 4 pounds and below, and we will talk about what to do over 4 pounds in a minute. All right, take me off, please. So here's what I want you to take away from tonight. I want you to get rid of your shipping policies and your calculated shipping. This is where and helping people one-on-one. This is where the headaches are coming from. This is where the eBay's not charging enough. I actually make a little bit of money on my shipping throughout the month because I determine what I'm charging. I don't have to sit and weigh and measure everything. I need you to start looking at your normal items, your normal size items as just bricks of a certain weight. I don't care it's a pair of jeans. I don't care it's a CD box set. I don't care it's a stuffed dog. I want you to look at that stuffed dog as a 2-pound package. I want you to look at that pair of jeans as a 1.5-pound package. I want you to look at that CD box set as a 2-pound package. You don't look at the items as the items. You look at them as the pound. Now, where it's going to not work in this case is what my mother does. It does not work for water skis. It does not work for child's toy boxes. And it doesn't work for giant ashtrays. These are the things you're still going to have to sit down and figure out specifically what it's going to cost you. Now, once you've conquered a water ski and you find a couple more, you're going to stick with the same thought process. Okay, I know a water ski is going to cost me this much, and this is how I'm going to ship it. So keep notes. All right, here is awesome, Paul. Here is my handy dandy weight for Canada and the rest of the world, because our friendly neighbor to the north, it doesn't cost nearly as much to ship to them as it does the rest of the world. So I want you to always break it out into Canada and the rest of the world. And when you get to 4 pounds and up, you're actually going to switch out of Pirate Ship and back to eBay now, because eBay has a whole new fun little thing that does help out in certain weight classes, and we will get to that. So, as I said, I almost always make a little bit of money on shipping that covers the cost of materials and time. So I actually keep track of that. So I haven't looked at it in a while. So the month of March, for what I charged and what I spent on shipping, I came out in the plus $225. For February, it was right around $200. For January, it was $210. And for December, because of course I shipped a lot more, $450. Now, if you're doing calculated shipping, you're not coming out ahead ever or hardly at all. And international ends up being a mess if you don't know what you're doing. But I always make a little bit of money, and that covers the cost of packing peanuts and bubble wrap and fun stuff like that. Okay, time for a quick little live demo on how to figure out what you're doing. Now, I'm going to explain how to do it, but if you're still like, I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, first thing is you're going to go to Pirate Ship, and when Candace asks about the size of the box in a bag, yes, the maximum size is 18 by 18. Now, you're going to want to go to the frequently asked questions and go to the USPS shipping services and rates and read this. I'm not going to sit here and read it to you, but this explains about bag in a box. And the important thing is your bag has to has to be measured before you fold it over. So if it's like 18 inches long, but you're going to fold it back 4 inches, then trim 3 inches off. So you're only folding back 1 inch because you still need to close it up, but you have to give the measurement before you close it. Okay. So the shorter the measurement, the cheaper your shipping is going to be. So you're going to learn to trim your poly mailers. Can you ship international through the pirate ship without asking simple export rate? Well, yes, absolutely, but you're going to be overpaying, so don't ever do that. Okay, so on pirate ship, once you're logged in, right here, this says rate. So we're going to click on that, and it gives us a quick and dirty how to determine how much to charge. So, for instance, if I'm shipping something to my mommy, and say is a box that is 12 by 10 by 4. It's a little bit smaller. I guess I gotta go a lot smaller. Hey, where'd the button go? Oh, hang on a minute. Pause. Sorry. My window was sized way too big. Now it's way too small. That's just right. Okay. So say I'm sending my mom a 3-pound package. There it is. Retail rate, if you would walk up to the counter, is $20 through pirate ship in cubic. It is $12.29. Now, let's say I am okay. So that's $12.29. Say I'm shipping to Beverly Hills. So we all know Beverly Hills is 90210. And so that same box goes to $8.13 because it was in my zone. Okay. So you can check everything you need to check by doing this. Now, let's go back to mom. But now we're telling it we're in a box that's 12 by 10 by 4, 3 pounds. Now, if we can fit that box inside an envelope, we're going to switch it right here to envelope, padded envelope, poly bag, soft pack, or box in a bag. So you only need 2 measurements, 12 by 10 and 3 pounds, and get rates. And it goes from $12.29 to $9.56. Now, I hope for those of you who haven't used Pirate Ship yet, I hope right now you're like, holy crap, I've been throwing money away. I got to get on Pirate Ship. Trim apply mailer so the sticky part will be cut off. Yes, absolutely. Because it's going to save you money. Who gives a crap about the sticky part? Because we all have tape. We all have tape. So, yes, you're going to cut the sticky part off if it saves you money. If it doesn't save you money. Now, I have 8 sizes of poly mailer, so I'm usually pretty good on any poly mailer. But if I'm at that moment where if I can trim 2 inches off and save $4, $5, hell yeah, I'm trimming 2 inches off for sure. All right. Now, this also works internationally. So let's say mom is vacationing in Japan and I have to ship her a tiki mug. Let's go up to Japan here. Okay. And we'll go back to box. And so 12 by 10 by 4 and get rate quotes, 3 pounds. So to Japan, it's only $23.95. Retail is around $43. eBay would be around $35. And we're only paying $24 through Pirate Ship for a 3-pound package to Japan. Can you explain why you measure before you trim? I don't know. Who was that? You took it away so fast. Mary Lou. That's their rules. Either the post offices or Pirate Ship. They want, the post office wants the measurement of the envelope before you close it up.
They want to know what envelope you're using.
Yeah. So that's their rules. So if you trimming it saves you $5, you make sure you trim it. Okay. So $23.95. Now, the other question I get a lot is people are like, oh my God, how do I know what it costs to go to Japan or Russia or Spain? All right, let's look. We're not going to change anything other than the destination. Don't forget, $23.95. Let's go to Russia now. We're sending so mom's vacationing in Russia. Whoops. And she needs a tiki mug. And $23.95. And let's check. Oh, it's still $23.95. But wait, mom popped over to Brazil. Let's see what it costs to go to Brazil. Still $23.95. You don't have to worry about every country. It's the same shipping rate everywhere in the world. It don't matter where it's going, except for our friendly neighbors to the north. So if we're shipping this so mom has now moved on to Toronto for her vacation, needs another tiki mug. So we click on Canada, and now we go from $23.95 to only $16.95. So there's no reason to overcharge our customers to the north $7. I would still charge them like $19.99. You'll still make a couple bucks. Nope. Here's the rule, Ann. It says it right there. You have to cut it. Folding it over does no good. All right. So let's not get hung up on the post office rules. Here's the rules. They want the measurement before you close it. So if it's too long, trim that sucker down. All right. Now we're going to talk about the 12 items that y'all voted are most important to you. So let's talk about shipping a baseball cap. All right. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to show you what you need to ship, and I'm going to show you a video how to ship it, and I'm going to show you how to write it up in your listing. So when I ship baseball caps, I only need two things, a box and air pillows. When I type it up, because, a baseball hat weighs about a pound. Once it's in a box, it weighs right around a pound. So I'm going to say in my eBay listing, it's flat rate shipping, meaning I'm determining the cost. I'm not plugging in measurements. I'm not plugging in weights. I'm just saying, here is how much the customer is going to pay. And so I give two options on this. If they want to get it first class, they'll pay $5.99. If they want to get it priority mail, they will switch it and pay $7.99. So all I do is type out the price. Make sense? Now for international, thinking of my little chart that I made, a 1 pound package is $17.99 to Canada and $24.99 to the rest of the world. Now, if it comes in a little under a pound, say it's a lighter hat, and you got a perfect box, comes in at like 13 ounces, your thing to Canada will end up being only about $14, and no Canadian will be mad because everyone else charges more anyway. But if you come in at $14 and you've charged 18, you make $4. And no one's mad, because if that customer buys that same hat through someone using global shipping, that hat will cost them $35 in shipping. So they'll very happily pay half price to me, and I'm still making $4. So I could up it. I could say $20, but no need to. I'd rather get more customers, but man, I'm still making $4. I'm a happy camper. Okay, so here is how you ship. Hey, what happened? There we go. Here is how you ship a hat. Now, this won't be the smoothest video, but you're going to get the idea. So, of course, we take our 8x8x6 box that we can get through eBay with our quarterly shipping coupons, tape the bottom, and I take 3 of the air pillows, put it in the back, set the hat down so it keeps the shape of the hat very nicely, and then the other air pillows in front, and then a little bit on top, and that's it. Super duper easy. It takes no time to ship a hat. All right. Any questions about hats? Oh, I should have had all the props. I could have been like, hats. I have no props, but we can talk hats. All right. I know there's a little bit of delay from what you guys see to what I'm saying, so I will move ahead to bra, but I will wait and see if anyone has any questions about hats. Oh, man, I could have had a bra on. Oh, man, I didn't think this out. I could have had all kinds of fun props. Chris, I've stopped shipping to quite a few countries many years ago. Never changed it. I know you said not to restrict, but are there any countries that are still risky to ship to? No more risky than any place in the United States. Some people will tell you Italy, Brazil, and sometimes Mexico. This is my 20th year. This month right now is my 20th year of shipping internationally, and I would never, I've never restricted anybody. I've had things lost in Russia. I've had things lost in Italy, and I've had things lost in California. It's just the luck of the draw when something gets lost, so don't sweat it. Just ship everywhere. Would you put that in a poly bag before box? Nope. Nope, no need to. Tell me again the size of the box. It's 8x8x6. All right. All right. So let's move on to bra. Bra probably should have been first because most bras don't weigh pounds. They weigh ounces. So the two things you need are air pillows and either a box or a poly mailer. Now, the box, and I got 2 videos here. If the bra you're shipping has underwire or is molded cups, right? Molded?
Yeah, molded,
padded. You're going to use a box. If there's nothing to it, you know, I've sold some bras that there's no support. I don't even know why someone would wear it. But if there's nothing to it, just throw in a poly mailer and away it goes. Okay, so on this one, first class, $4.99. Priority mail, $7.99, because I could definitely easily stick most bras into a box that slides into a padded flat rate. And then for Canada, I write $12.99. And for the rest of the world, I write $15.99. Now, here's how I do a bra that is a molded, it's got the cups, so to speak. Fold one cup into the other cup. Find the box that's just barely big enough. There's no need for anything other than that. Fill the empty space with air pillows, and ta-da, we are done. That's it. That is it. Now, when someone said, would you polybag the hat? I never do, hardly at all. If it's raining in Vegas and it's a snowstorm around the rest of the country, I will sometimes, but normally no. And again, been doing it for 20 years, have no complaints. Now, here is another bra I did. Wasn't the molded cups, but it is a very big bra, and it's got not even just underwire, it's got overwire too, like a lot of support. So I had to find a little bit bigger box, but it doesn't need to be real tall. And so again, I just fill in the extra space with air pillows. Best place to order pillows? I don't know, because I buy so much and I have my assistant and my friends who buy a lot. They just give me all their air pillows. So I have never bought an air pillow in my life. Now, I did see the machines that make them. So if you need a lot and you don't have a lot, I don't know what they cost, but it is cool as hell. It's cool as hell. So yeah, so I don't know, because I've never ever had maybe. So, Chris, I would start with asking your people who live around you. If you see a lot of shipping boxes from Amazon and other places in your neighbor's garage or your sister's garage, ask them, hey, can I have all your shipping materials? Okay, I have a question about first class. If they select that or want you to change it to that, why would you do that if it's valuable and not insured? What happens if it gets lost? What happens if it gets lost? Okay. What happens if, every time you buy a concert ticket, they offer insurance case you can't make it. Now, have Stacy and I had to skip concerts that we end up just eating the cost of ticket in our life? Yep. I've seen about 2,500 concerts. I've had to skip about 5 in my whole life. If I would have paid insurance for the other 2,500, I'd be so far in the hole. Don't worry about the what ifs. I haven't had a lost package in forever. Now, of course, I've said that to the universe, it'll happen tomorrow, but don't worry about the what ifs. I ship thousands of packages every year, and I never have any lost. Not sure how to word this, but why wouldn't you charge more to cover your shipping final value fees? Because I'd rather get the sale, Shirley. I'm charging enough, or I'm making enough, and I'm selling good products. So I'm not concerned about my final value fees, because I'm top rated seller. So I get a discount on my final value fees anyway. And I ship better and cheaper than most everybody else. And I still make a little bit of money on my shipping. So I ain't too worried about my final value fees. All right, let's talk about shipping a record. Here are the 4 things that you need. You need a record sleeve, a plastic record sleeve. You need 3 sections of small bubble. You need the extra piece of cardboard that's the same shape as your record. You can cut out of any box, or you can pre-order them from the same place you order number 4, your LP mailers. Now, eBay does have LP mailers now, but now you could order in your quarterly coupon, but they are not offering the extra cardboard. So you either have to order that someplace else or make it yourself. Okay, so here's how I do records. Actually, is there a record? Give me a record real quick. I meant to have that prop. Oh, yeah, I need that one and then a regular one without that. Okay, so your average record, let me make me on the bigger screen here. Your normal average record is the cover, the record, and then whatever sleeve it's in, okay? When you wrap that properly, which you're going to see the video in a second, this always comes out at about 15 ounces. So you can go first class. So on regular records, I always offer first class as my first option. You could offer medium mail as your first option, a little bit cheaper. But for the ones that come in under a pound, I like to ship first class because it gets it to the customer quicker. If you're shipping a record that is what's called a gatefold, okay, there's going to be a lot more weight to it, more cardboard. That's always going to be over a pound. And so then I do offer medium mail as my first option. So for the ones that come in under a pound, I offer $6.99 first class and $9.99 priority. Remembering that a record mailer, 3 sections of bubble, the extra piece of cardboard, if you're purchasing it, it's going to run you about $1 for packing for a record. So I want to keep my shipping costs a little bit up because it costs so much more to ship a record than, say, a CD. Oops. Okay, so if you watch now, if we're going to go to one that goes over a pound, watch the first class down the bottom there, and it gently changes into medium mail. I don't change the price. So they're still paying the $6.99. You're just going to go a little bit slower. And then for international, it doesn't matter if it's a regular record or a gatefold. $17.99 is up to two pounds for Canada and $24.99 for the rest of the world. So as you can see, you offer your first shipping service. You check off Canada, $17.99. You offer your second one, and you just check off worldwide. Because you have both, it automatically knows that if it is Canada, it gets the $17.99. You don't have to go in on the second one and exclude Canada. It's kind of all automatic. Linda's enjoying the shipping tape in the background. I'm glad you like that because I always try and think of something on my little spinny table to relate to whatever I'm talking about. So I'm always trying to think of something fun. Okay, so here is how you ship a record. So shipping a record is very specialized. Really pay attention to this. You're going to take the record out of the sleeve and set it on top, and then you're going to slide all of that into that plastic LP sleeve that you purchased, because if you don't, when the record's in transit, as it can bounce around, it can actually split. Even if you've got it taped well, it can split the top of the record sleeve. You don't want that to happen. Then I set it right in the middle of 3 sections of cardboard, and I fold one side over and then the other side over, and then tape it with just one little quick piece of tape to hold it together. I'll take the bird away so Candace isn't driven nuts anymore.
Emery's and Paul.
Okay, then the side that doesn't have the double bubble, because it being 3 sections, one side has double bubble, the other side has single bubble. That's the side you put the piece of cardboard on, and then you fold your little skinny sides up first. You fold your bigger sides down second, and then you tape it all shut. And that is the proper, really only acceptable way to ship a record. Yes, I do like my backgrounds. You're right. All right, that is how you ship a record. I probably over tape it, but I do 3 sections of tape because there is bubble in there, and I put it down tight so that bubble's pushing a little bit back. So I want to make sure, especially if it's going worldwide, that it gets there with no problem. All right, jeans. Jeans are pretty easy. Jeans are pretty easy. You need 2 things, and they go together. I do it anyway. I take the Tyvek envelope, and you'll see that in a second, put the jeans in it, and then it makes it easier to slide the jeans into your padded flat rate. So for jeans, let me say this. I should have said this at the beginning. There are exceptions to every single one of these. Right now, we're talking about jeans, and I'm not talking little girl jeans that are tiny and weigh less than a pound, and I'm not talking big fella jeans, 72-inch waist. I think it's the biggest ones I've ever sold that end up weighing like 5 pounds of denim. I'm talking our normal 38 waist, 40 waist, 36 waist, normal jeans. I'm going to put normal in quotes. So these are normal. When you get to a size 70 waist jeans for a guy that weighs 4 or 5 pounds, you can't go by this. You're going to have to weigh it and find a box. But this is for what we normally sell. So keep that in mind because everything has an exception. Okay. So don't just leave this webinar and go, well, all jeans go that way, because I just got a bunch of little girls, Calvin Klein jeans, right? Calvin Klein, yeah. That most of them weigh under a pound. So the first option is going to be first class. Okay. But normal men's size 38 waist jeans are all going to fit in a padded flat rate. So the only option I give is USPS priority mail padded flat rate for $7.99. And again, it falls into 1 to 2 pounds. So $17.99 to Canada and $24.99 to the rest of the world. Ooh, see, I'm sad that you had to be the example, Chris, but thanks for sharing. Very important to take the LP out. I found out the hard way 15 years ago when I shipped a $200 record and it split the jacket in shipping. And that's why you do that. Most people buying vinyl are collectors. Very few buy it just because they want to hear it, because there are some things on vinyl that aren't on CD. But most vinyl buyers, I would say 95% are collectors. So they're going to be very picky. Like you get a pair of jeans, a person just wants to wear them. Most jeans aren't for collecting. Okay, so here you go. Here is how you ship a pair of jeans. You take said jeans and you slide them into the Tyvek envelope, because when you get a little bit bigger jeans, like 40s, 42s, they tend to get a little trickier sliding into the padded. But when they're in that Tyvek and you get it going, it slides in so much easier. So much easier. And push it down, give it a little shake here in a second, smooth it out, and then you're done. That's it. Easy peasy. Now, don't forget, this is in the United States. If we're shipping these domestically, internationally, Canada or the rest of the world, you're not using the priority mail mailer, because it's not going priority mail. It's just going first class. So in that case, you just stick it in a poly mailer and away it goes. All right, baseball bat. The other day I was on eBay. Actually, I think it was last night, and we already talked about baseball bats. But in case you haven't watched that. If you haven't watched that Typhoon yet, go back and watch it. It's awesome. Let's see if we can find what I saw last night real quick to show you why you should be on the lookout for baseball bats. Here, I'll just sort it by the highest, because it's got to be one of.
Yeah. Is it like a Cooperstown? What was the?
Well, here, I don't have to go to the one I saw last night, but here's some. Oops. Let's take out the new, and here are the, where's my new and used? There we go, used. All right, here's used baseball bats. Okay, so if you haven't watched the baseball bat webinar and you're not looking for baseball bats, look what you could be leaving behind. Just by accident last night, I ran across a $666 used bat. So bats are important to make you money. Okay, so you only need two things, really. You need either the priority mail triangular tube, or I also have like poster tubes that work just fine for baseball bats too. A little less room in the poster tube, and so I actually recommend that, because baseball bats won't break. You really could stick a label on the outside and ship it, but of course you would never do that. You stick it in the box and you use packing paper. That's it. Because again, you don't want to bounce it back and forth. Not that it's going to hurt the bat, but if it goes back and forth enough, it actually could work its way through the box, and then it could get dinged up even more than it already was, and you don't want that. All right. So what I do on a lot of bats is $15.99 for priority, and then what I say? They're 2 to 3 pounds typically. Again, this is typical, and then $24.99 for Canada, and $34.99 for the rest of the world. Jane says, sports canceled, tough sell right now. Not really, Jane. Saw a ton of bats being sold.
Kids are going outside and playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the one last night. It was the most recent sold bat. I just went to used bats, sold bats. And the most recent one, the one that just ended at auction, was $667. So don't think that. All right. So you take this handy dandy little bat, and here's how you pack it. Throw it in the tube. And as you can see, it can move around there when we want to don't have that to happen. So you just take some paper, pack it around the top. That's it. Ta-da. There ain't nothing else to do. Wooden bats crack? I suppose it could, but we're not selling wooden bats. You do not need to find any wooden bats. The only bats you want to flip are aluminum. All right, board games. Board games take a little bit more than some of the things we've shown so far. You're going to need 3 things. You're going to need typically the large flat rate board game box, some packing paper if you got to fill a little void space, and tissue paper. And I'll show you why we have the tissue paper. So I took off the board game from Jumanji, and there's all these pieces in there. And I could throw them in a little Ziploc bag, and that's fine, but they could still move around in the bag. What you want to do is take the tissue paper and fill in all the void so nothing can move around. And so once you stack it in there nice, You put it back on, and this is actually a picture of me shaking the box. Of course, you can't see that, but now nothing is moving inside the box, so there will be no any additional damage when shipping. All right, so here is the game. It's 3 pounds, 20 by 10 by 3. Now, that is a large flat rate box. Jumanji, although thicker than most games, is a little bit shorter. So there's never going to be a need to ship it large flat rate, because that's going to cost you, I think it's $17.99. So we're going to cut it down a little bit to save some money, because cut down through eBay was $15.27. But you could offer FedEx, because look, we go from $15.27. FedEx Smart Post is $11.20. FedEx Home Delivery is $11.31, and FedEx 2-Day was only $12.06. So, wow, you might as well use FedEx 2-Day. Now, typically, FedEx 2-Day isn't that crazy of a deal when you have to use FedEx. It's going to be Smart Post or Home Delivery. I would, unless it's going to be a huge savings, I would always go for Home Delivery. In this case, it is a whopping 11 cents more, because Home Delivery comes with $100 of insurance. Smart Post doesn't come with any insurance. Smart Post is fine. My mom and dad have used it. I've used it. A lot of you have used it. It works. But if the difference is 11 cents or even $1, might as well pretend that dollar is the payment for insurance, just in case. No. Save that free versus charging for later on. Only ask specific questions about what product we're on right now. And then at the end, we'll answer all general questions. So what I would do is I would give 2 options. I would say, okay, because FedEx Ground or FedEx Home Delivery is one option on eBay. I would do that and say $13.99, knowing it's only going to cost me $11. And if they need it a little bit quicker, I would say priority mail $16.99. Now, 2-Day being $12.06, even though I said home delivery, you could always upgrade to a faster service. You can never downgrade. So if I go to ship and I realize that FedEx 2-Day is only 75 cents more, I'm absolutely kicking it up to 2-Day. I'll have a happier customer, and I've still done okay because I've charged enough. $14 only cost me 12. With this board game, how far was I shipping? You know, funny question, Kevin. I just realized I didn't pay attention to where I was shipping it. I don't think it was far. I just grabbed whatever was the most recent eBay sold and pretended I was shipping this game. So I don't remember which one it was. I don't think it was too far, but I wanted to show the 3 options, okay? So always look at them before you pull the trigger. And no worries, Ann. Just save it for the end. No biggie. And then for Canada, because it's 2 to 3 pounds, $24.99, and rest of the world, $34.99. Okay, so here's how I would ship the board game. We take the large flat rate box. Obviously, we're going to seal one end of it, and we're going to push it in. And then, as you can see, we've got that void space down the side, and also we don't need the whole top. Because when you ship a box in a box, you need the box to just be that smidge bigger than the box you're shipping. You don't need to fill that space with bubble wrap or anything else, because cutting this box down is going to save you money. So take those few moments, cut your corners down, and then do some basic reconstruction. We're going to fold the sides in, as you're going to see right here. And then I don't need all this extra, so I'm going to trim part of it off. I should have sped this one up. Let me enjoy some cold, refreshing water. And then I'm going to fold the top over, and boom, I'm done. But now I'm going to take either the packing paper or air pillows just to fill that little space on the side there, because you don't want that game moving back and forth, because that'll mess up the box. But fill in that void with either packing paper. Now, packing paper is going to be heavier than air pillows. If the weight is so that it's in the middle, say it's 2 to 3 pounds, and using packing paper does not put you over the 3 pounds, so it won't change the shipping price, use your packing paper. Save your air pillows for something a little bit more important. But if it's going to be at that precipice of, oh, I might go over to the next pound, then go ahead and use your air pillows. Always double check your weight before you even start trimming off excess. If it doesn't really matter, then just fold it all over and tape it, be done with it. Does FedEx home delivery cost more if it goes to business? I do believe, and or it might not deliver to a business. Now, I don't have too many business customers, so it's usually not a worry. But then you can use FedEx Ground if it is going to a business. Go ahead and give yourself a little love from Linda. All right, I'll click on it. Yes, my videographer did a very nice job. She's also known as the question wrangler. I make her sit in the back corner of the shipping table. All right. Oh, hang tight. That's coming up. Matter of fact, I think on this one. All right. So VCRs, you're going to need 3 things. And the funny thing is, I took this picture and then I did the video with different stuff. So you can use pool noodles, and you're going to use the heavy duty cellophane and a box, obviously, or you could use some bubble wrap. Now, this box, if I ship this VCR, is 17 by 13 by 8, weighing in at 3 pounds, 10 ounces. Through Pirate Ship, it is $41.67 priority mail. Now, that's if the box is 17 by 13 by 8. Now, here's where you got to really start paying attention to your box sizes. If we can thin down the box this way by 1 inch, so we're at 17 inches by 13 inches by 8. If we can change it to 16 by 13 by 8, it drops to $18. So that 1 inch is costing you $23. So you really got to pay attention. So you go box this up and you plug it in and you're like, oh crap. Start fiddling with it. Okay, can I change the weight? Is it close to the next lowest pound? Nope. We're not thinning out 10 ounces. That's for damn sure. Can I make the box 1 inch shorter? Did I put some bubble wrap on the side that if I can just change the box by 1 inch, I can get to $18? Do it. Really pay attention to your measurements. All right. Now, if we're going to go FedEx, ground would be $13.55 for this package at the original measurements of 17 by 13 by 8. $13.55. Smart Post is $16.46. And 2-day is no way, $62.82. But we can do FedEx Ground with $100 of insurance for $13.55. It'll estimate delivery. There's a 5-day window, but that's great. You're keeping your costs down. You're keeping your customers' costs down too. It is in shipping, maybe not other things, but it is in shipping. All right, so what I would do on this board game is $16.99 home delivery, and if I couldn't get the box thinned down, say I had to keep it at that bigger size, then I'd be honest. If you want priority, it's $44. If you want it, you're going to pay for it. Most people, I would say 99 out of 100 will just be like, hey, I'm fine with whatever your first thing is. Most people don't switch, but every once in a while, someone has to. And then it's a 3 to 4 pounder. So going to Canada is $36.99, and going to the rest of the world is $54.99. All right. So even though I showed it without bubble wrap, I decided to show you a different way to pack it. So what I want to do was take a half cut piece of pool noodle and just tape it over the front. So I'm taping over all the buttons. So there's no way for the buttons to get broken, pushed in, damaged. Even when the customer's unpacking, he can't do anything because he's going to have to peel off this pool noodle. And using the painter's tape, it's always, if you've never used painter's tape, the blue tape, it's strong enough, but it leaves no residue. Okay, so now I'm going to bubble wrap it. Now, most VCRs are pretty sturdy, so want a little bit of cushion. You could go pool noodles all the way around if you want to. Sometimes, look, if it's a $300, $400 VCR, yeah, go nuts with the packing. It's a $50 VCR. This will get the job done. So I'm going to tape up all the bubbles so it's a little bit easier to pack. One inch isn't worth eating the cookies either. True that. Okay, so now we got our handy dandy box, and there it is. Now, as you can see, it has extra space on the side. So measure your box, plug in your measurements. If it doesn't matter, don't do nothing. But we saw the saving an inch will save you $23. So I cut down both sides, and then I cut the little tape, and then I just pushed it in. See how quickly I resize this box. In this case, oh, hello, Atocha. In this case, I ended up resizing it by 2 inches because a VCR is kind of like a board game. It's basically you're shipping a box in a box, so to speak. We've added bubble. We've added that little bit of pool noodle. And so now I'm just cutting all the little, everywhere there's like a corner, and then we're just folding it up. And if the weight is not going to make any difference, then keep all that cardboard because it just makes it a stiffer box. And then I'm going to fold it down and just start taping. So that is how quickly you resize a box. See how quick and easy that was? Didn't take no time. Now, I've done it a million times. And so when I watch my newest helper do it, doesn't go as fast as me, and I don't expect you guys to go as fast as me. But once you've done 100 boxes, 200 boxes, you can resize a box, knocking out that inch or that 2 inches really, really quick and save yourself a ton of money. Oops, sorry, Stacey, I took off whatever you had there. Hey, I'm still talking. Did you take that off?
I didn't take anything off.
No, I not showed a TV VCR combo, but we can do that as a standalone video.
I put this one on.
Is there anything inside the VCR we need to tape down? Nope. Once I place that over the front of it, it's protecting all the working parts, then you're good. It's a good question. How would I ship a VCR that is still in the original box unopened? Would I put the unopened box in a box? I would, Joel. I know it's going to sound weird, but some collectors might want the box. You know, you don't usually think of VCRs as collectibles, but since they don't make them anymore, they kind of are, especially if you're selling an expensive one. But Joel, just find a box that it just fits in. Now, we're going to end on a piece of artwork, and you're going to see how it just fits in the box I had selected. I want you to do the same thing with that VCR, Joel. All right, sport coat. If you've never shipped sport coats, here how you ship a sport coat. You only need one thing, a box. Now, I will show you, I did put this in a poly mailer. The sport coat's going to sell for a good amount of money. And so in the video, you will see me use the poly mailer. Now, I want to show something first in case you are unaware. I'm going to show you how to ship it in the video in a second. For the typical boxes you're going to need, there are 3 sizes, and some of you might not be aware of this. This is a side load that is just small. It's not anything specific. It's just by weight. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's upside down. This side load is just a smidge bigger. See that? A smidge bigger. And then this side load is medium flat rate. So it's bigger yet. So when you're shipping a sport coat, you're going to want to double check. Okay, if it fits in the smallest one, do the smallest one. If it has to go the medium flat rate, that'll probably be your most expensive way. Go that route. But have all 3 of these on hand. Okay, so, oops. Yep. There we go. Nope. There we go. All right. So a 12 by 2 by 16 sport coat box with weighing 2 pounds and 8 ounces through Pirate Ship is only going to be $9.56. That's priority mail. So pretty cheap. What'd I change here? Oh, so look, 12 by 2 by 14. You go to 12 by 3 by 14, it is $12.29. So it's $2.50, $3. And then if you have to go the medium flat rate, it goes to $12.80. So they're all kind of close, but just know that if you can get it in the smallest one, you're saving about $3. All right. So what I would do, though, because I like to make things easy. So although maybe I can get in a smaller one, charge them $13.99 for a good sport coat, priority mail. No one's going to blink an eye at that. Most people are like, that's cool. I'm buying an $8 sport coat. I don't mind spending $14. But if you can get it into the smaller one without damaging it, obviously, and only pay $9.56, then you've made an extra $4.50. $5, yeah, $4.50. So $13.99 priority, and then first class Canada $24.99, first class rest of the world $34.99. And here is how you properly fold a sport coat to get it shipping. You fold it in half that way. I don't know what you call that. And then you bring the arms, the sleeves over. And then it's 1, 2, or 3, depending on how long or how big the sport coat is. And then, like I said, this one I did show sticking it into a poly mailer. So it would, just in case of weather and storms. And, you know, a $20 ball cap and a $100 sport coat are a little bit different in my eyes. So I will put it in the in the poly mailer. And then, like I said, you just got to figure out which box it fits into, the smallest. And this happens to be the smaller one. So I will see if it fits. So I'm just going to close the one end and drop it in and look at it. And if it fits, then I don't have to go any bigger. And ta-da, it fit. So I don't got to go any bigger. Now, I've sold basketball players coats. They're a lot bigger. So you're going to need your medium flat rate for that. So make sure you just have all options. You just discovered you could cast this to your TV. Hello, in 80 inches or whatever TV you got. Yeah, Stacy watches all our shows when she's not question wrangling. She's at home watching it on our big 75-inch TV. Lengthwise. Yeah, thanks. I couldn't think of how you, lengthwise. That's how you fold it. Okay, blankets. You know, you should be flipping Good Quilts and Beater Lax and San Marcos. Okay, San Marcos blankets are heavy and thick, and there's no air to suck out. So you just need a box. If you are shipping, like, say, a poofy comforter, you can get that a little bit smaller by using number 2, putting your blanket into like a trash bag, and then number 3, taking your vacuum and sucking out the air. This will not work with a San Marcos, but I am going to demonstrate. So, just for demonstration purposes, I use a San Marcos, but I grabbed a trash bag out of the kitchen. Linda, I'm huge everywhere. In person, on the big screen, in this little tiny window. Okay, so gather the blanket, gather the top of the trash bag, stick your vacuum in there, and then just start sucking the air out. And that'll bring poofy comforters down from like this to like this. And then you just drop it in this box. Now, again, we are very concerned with measurements. So I have my handy dandy little box corner holder downers. If you've never seen those, you're going to go find them tonight. I know it. And we don't need all that extra top. It's a blanket, ain't going to break. We don't need to pay for that extra size. So I'm going to take my handy dandy box resizer, which you can buy at Bubble Fast. I'm going to set the gauge to where I need it, get the blank out of the way so I don't damage the blanket at all, and then just start scoring the inside of the box, all 4 sides, and then we're going to reshape this box into a much shorter box. That's shorter that way? Yeah, shorter. Yes, always make sure you take the thrift store price tag off first. Okay, so I'm just scoring every side. Okay, I got one more side to score. I guess I could have quickened up this video a little bit. Okay, so now that I've scored all 4 sides, I'll get the blanket back in there, and then I'm cutting down on the every corner to the scored section of the box. And then watch this. If you've never done this before, it's magic. Oh, the video's frozen. Come on.
It's going.
Yep. It's not as smooth as I'd like.
Whoa. You just skipped.
Yeah. Yeah, I will actually take these videos and I'll put them all in our how-to videos in the Secret Beach. I've been neglecting getting new videos in there. So we went from a box that was this high to this high because there's no need to fill this. But to go backwards, Nadine. Hello, Nadine. Yes, you can alter any box. You can alter flat rates. You can alter regional rates per the DMM, which is the USPS shipping manual. You can alter any box. But the second you alter it, it just goes by weight and distance at that point. Yeah, I don't know what the corner box holder downers is really called, but they come in handy when you're working on a box. Yeah, I don't know what they're called technically, Candace. The score thing is a box resizer from Bubble Fast. And if you use Tiki Pug, when you check out, you save 10%. All right. Now, when I was folding that box down, before I was, so now we have all this extra cardboard overlapping. If it doesn't matter in the term of weight, don't take any off, just tape it down. But look, this box came in at 6 pounds, 1 ounce. We don't want to pay for that extra ounce. So now I'm going to go back. And now that I see it's 6 pounds, 1 ounce, I'm going to take my handy dandy electric scissors and I'm going to cut a chunk of the one flap off. And now guess what? It's under 6 pounds. Yay. But if it doesn't matter, So weigh it first. If it doesn't matter, no need to take the time to resize the box. So now we've cut it off. We've dropped it to 5 pounds and 10 ounces. Okay. All right. So I have trouble getting nice corners. That tells me you're not using a box resizer. My corners are tight and neat and straight because I'm using the box resizer. That box resizer scores the exact same line, same distance down the box all the way around. So you're like me, Gems. I used to do this by hand. And yeah, that one side would be up way high and then going down. We've all been there. The box resizer is a game changer. Clean, tight box. Yes. Yes. Flapjacks. Thank you. JAX. Mary Lou, you're my savior. All right. So in the blanket, 16 by 13 by 8, weighing 6 pounds, 1 ounce would be $27.55. But if we get it down to 5 pounds, 10 ounces, it's $24.52. So we're saving $3. And hey, why wouldn't you? Even if you charge for higher, why wouldn't you save $3 every single time? And then if you want to go FedEx on these blankets, 5 pounds, 10 ounces, FedEx Smart Post is only $16.46, and home delivery with $100 of insurance is $17.47. So you might as well pay the extra $1. Plus, it'll get there quicker and it's insured. So for $1, always for $1, if these are my two options, I will pay for the quicker and the insured. Always. But so that was so if I was going priority mail, I don't know why this slide's in there. Oh, all right. So yeah, we'll skip that slide. So what I would do, this is where I just choose standard shipping. There's economy shipping means, okay, the shipper, are going to determine how I'm going to ship it, but it's going to be slow. Standard is going to be kind of medium, and then expedited, of course, is fast. Standard can be your FedEx home delivery. It can be priority mail. So I'm going to charge a generic standard shipping $19.99. And then if it's someone in Augusta, Maine, I'm probably going to throw it FedEx home and pay the price there. But if it's going to LA, it's only going to be like $10, $9. So then I'll just switch it to priority. But I get to choose from standard shipping. So that's why on these bigger things, I'm going to generically call it out, and then I'll determine what I do. Yes. Now, 5 to 6 pounds, you're going to go $49.99 or $65.99 for your Canada and your international. What's flapjacks? That's the corner holder downers. That's what they're called, flapjacks. Okay, let's talk artwork, because artwork's a special breed. You're going to, I forgot my numbers. Boo, Jason. Okay, you're going to need pool noodles. You're going to need the blue painter's tape. You're going to need a box, and you're going to need saran wrap, the heavy duty stuff. So what I do is, again, standard shipping, $24.99. Now, it could depend how big your artwork is. You know, you got a big piece that goes floor to ceiling, it's a different story. You got a smaller piece, different story. I picked a kind of a medium piece. And then it would be $49.99 Canada, $65.99 to the rest of the world. So here are the measurements of this piece of art. Comes in at 5 pounds, 15 ounces. And I didn't work that out. I just put it together and weighed it. I'm like, oh, sweet, right underneath 6 pounds. 18 by 4 by 23. FedEx home delivery is $20.87. FedEx 2-day was $20.13. And FedEx Smart Post was $22. So as you can see, it's all in that same price range. And then if I was going to Vermont, that package would cost me $24.52 on priority. And then if I was going to Beverly Hills, it only cost me $8.54. So if I pick just standard shipping, then I can choose and pick how I ship it. If it happens to be going someplace close and I charge $19.99 or $24.99, and it's only coming in 9 or 10 pounds, this is those rare times where I will do a refund. I won't do all of a refund because it still costs me time and materials to do the shipping. So I'll refund them, I'll refund them. If it was $25, I'll refund them $10. So I'm only charging them $15. They'll be very excited. They'll have no idea that I'm so good at this. My shipping only cost me $9 and I still made $6. But that's at your own discretion. Rescoring the box doesn't weaken it? No, because don't forget, Jane, you're folding it down. So you have a new box. So the box went from this tall to this tall. So scoring it means you've now created a new box. So no, it does not weaken it because there's nothing to weaken. And that same box, international, would be through pirate ship would be $70.54. So this piece of art going to Japan through pirate ship, $70.54. However, eBay has a new service called eBay International Standard Delivery. That same box would be $62. So once you get over 4 pounds, you have to switch out of pirate ship and back into eBay because eBay has a new service. Because as you can see, regular priority is $75.72 through eBay and $70.54 through pirate ship. So in the old days, when I say old days, I mean 2 months ago, it'd still be good to use pirate ship. Here, I want to do mine too, please. Thank you. But now that eBay has this international standard delivery, it is much cheaper to use eBay for your over 4 pound packages. And then Canada, if it was going to Canada, it'd be $50.54 through pirate ship, and through Canada on the new eBay thing, it's $46. So that's a savings of $4, $5. So make sure that you're realizing that. Now, here's how you do it. Now, I did speed this up, so I'm going fast, but I'm still going to have to slow out when I'm talking. Some people just put an X on with the painter's tape. I cover a little bit more. So here's the deal. And this is only when you have glass. Obviously, you don't need this if it's not glass. But if glass breaks, glass can be replaced, but the artwork will get shredded and it can't. But if you have enough tape on there, even though the glass breaks, it will be held together by the tape. And that's the whole key. Now, when you put in the box, if you notice, I have more room on the sides than I do the top and the bottom. So I have 2 sizes of pool noodles, a fatty and a skinny. So I'm going to cut the fatty for the sides because I had more room on the sides, and cut the skinny one for the front, the top and the bottom because I didn't have as much room. So you cut it to size, and then you cut it down the middle, and then you just kind of roll it onto the side. So that's how you do your pool noodles. And then, of course, I'm going to cut my next one for the other side. And anyone watching right now not use pool noodles yet in this fashion? Because the pool noodles are so strong and thick. They're kind of like a car shock. You know, if you had no shocks and you hit a pothole, you'd be like, wham. But when you have nice shocks, you just hit that pothole and you keep on trucking. That's what pool noodles do too. All right, so now I am measuring and cutting and scoring, or cutting open the skinnier one. And then I realized, oops, I've cut it too long. So I'm going to cut a portion of it off and get it slid on there. Oops, still too long. Let me cut that little end off too. Hey, Tocha. Tocha's walking by. Hi, Toch. All right, so there is the top, and now I will then cut a same exact size for the bottom. And now we have, and you should do this with all art. So even if it doesn't have glass, you don't need to cover it with tape, but you should use your pool noodles for all art. Now I'm going to just tape a little bit on the corners to hold them in place. And then I am going to use, you're going to see in a second here, I'm going to use a cellophane to really hold it all into place and make it like one nice solid item, the picture and the packing material. You have not chipped art yet, need to get prepared. Well, here's what you need to have. You need to have the blue painter's tape, a variety of pool noodles, and your cellophane. And you guys have probably seen my dad do this when he's shipping chairs and TV trays and stuff. Now, the one thing I did kind of screw up, I should have stuck in one half flattened pool noodle across the center of the artwork, and you're going to see why in a second. So I went one way on the saran wrap, and I'm going to go the other way, and now it's nice and solid. I've already pre-selected the box that I know it's going to fit in. And if I would have put a piece of the pool noodle across the center, then I would have center support. Now look, see how nice that artwork dropped right into that box? That box is the exact size I needed. And that's how you should do things like VCRs and board games too. You should fit them right into a box that they just fit into. There's really no need for packing material. So I'm cutting a few select pieces to go across the center. So when I push down, if you push your box down and it can go below where it should, you don't have enough packing material. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting a few extra pieces of the pool noodles. And now when I push down the center, it doesn't go down in. It stays exactly the same height.
You see this one? This one.
I use the foam pipe insulator from the hardware stores when I don't have pool noodles. They're much longer and you can customize the size. Well, as you can see, you can customize the size of the pool noodles too. But yes, absolutely. If you're in a pinch, you can get that. Shouldn't you have a tape measure for that process? Yeah, I didn't think I needed to show the tape measure, Paul, but yeah, there's always a tape measure sitting here because you got to know what you're, got to know the size of your box and what you're shipping. Okay, so last thing, and then we'll get out of here. Statue. Now, I shipped a very heavy statue the other day. It just wasn't all that big, but say, for instance, I was shipping this big hunk of brain coral, and look at it. Before I even stick it in the box, it weighs almost 8 pounds, okay? However, it will fit in this large flat rate box. And so all I need is a box and paper. And the paper is just to fill the void so it doesn't move around. There's my flapjacks. I got my corners down. I'm going to get this right in the center. You're laughing at Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Okay, now this is going to blow your mind. I bet you at least 7 of you are going to be like, what? Get out of here in about 2 seconds. Now I'm using paper because I'm in a large flat rate box that doesn't matter what the weight is, as long as it fits in a large flat rate. Now, you all think that it has to fit and fold down flat. Per the DMM rules, there can be a little bit of a bulge in flat rate boxes. So this one has a little tiny bit of a bulge, but it'll still ship at the flat rate and you will not incur any extra charges. Now, can there be a uneducated postal employee along the way? There could be. It has never happened to me. But there it is. It's got a tiny bit of a bulge, but it still, the box fits pretty, the top fits pretty well. And oh, I need this because I'm about to die. There we go. And so that'll ship at the large flat rate. Okay. So if shipping internationally, priority mail, what I've been saying the whole time is eBay will often be cheaper. So for instance, does eBay international shipping go to a central location in the US? No, that's global shipping. We are shipping all this on our own, Jane. It's going to go right from our house to Germany or right from our house to Japan or wherever. So I shipped this statue before eBay had that new service. So when I shipped it through Pirate Ship, it cost me $74.86. And I did charge the customer either $79.99 or $84.99. What I charge him? Oh, I charge him $70.99. Now with the new international standard delivery, it would only cost me $67. So I didn't have that option at the time, unfortunately, but I do now. Would have saved me a couple of bucks, but just be aware. And that's it. Ta-da! All right.
So we need to go back to that one question that Ann asked earlier, or have her asked.
Yeah, Mom said shipped a few bulging packages from time to time. Now, when I say bulging, so if here is flat, that was up like this. I don't mean like this, and you got to add cardboard to it. That won't cut it. But if it's just bulging a little bit, it's okay. All right, so free shipping works in some cases, not others. For some people, not others. I have taken off free shipping on everything where I used to have it on CDs and stuff to see if it was going to do anything for me. And when I charged shipping, and it didn't really affect me. I was still selling as many products as I was, and I ended up making a little bit because I found out even with free shipping, my products were still selling for about the same price. So having the free shipping means I was actually making less money. Selling the products for the same price and charging shipping, and no one was batting an eyelash. All right, I'll charge shipping. There you go. Debbie just bought her flap holders on Amazon. Yeah, the ones I've gotten have all been giveaways at different e-commerce events. So I have a couple sets around here. So I'm like, ooh, those are cool. But isn't the new eBay international shipping much slower? Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Anybody going internationally, they're aware that it's going to take a while. But let me say this. International shipping right now during this coronavirus has moved so fast. I'm getting positive feedback in about a week from international customers all over the globe. So no matter how I'm shipping it, it's going. But don't forget, are you shipping a lot of heavy packages, Gems? Because most of our stuff, my stuff, mom's stuff, Debbie's stuff, Candace's stuff, most of us are shipping under 4-pound items. So we're going first class anyway. We don't ever get into the Priority Mail International until we're 4 pounds and up. So most of us are shipping first class, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I think I just answered that. I've gotten all mine free at different events. They're in my goodie bags. So I've never bought any, but Debbie just bought some on Amazon. So they're easy to get. But it is so, trust me, when you buy those, 2 things. When you buy those and put them on your box that you're working on and the flaps aren't in your way, you're going to be like, why didn't I have these all along? And when you get a box resizer, and the first time you resize a box and you save money and you're like, oh my God, that was so easy and awesome. Why didn't I have that all along? These are tools you should have. Those are things in my tools every shipper, every eBay seller should have. If you've not seen that webinar, go back and watch that one. I think that's it.
Any more questions? General?
Candace is a postal employee's wife, and she needed the webinar. Yes, me and Candace have many long talks, and she makes me laugh because she's like, and remember, I'm married to a postal employee. Can you use a Priority Mailbox with eBay International? Yep, I think. I'll say yes for now. But again, most of us aren't even ever getting to international. Most of us. If it's 4 pounds or under, you are shipping first class.
You said international, you meant priority. Most of us aren't getting to priority.
Right.
You said international.
Oh, sorry. Most of us aren't getting to priority. We're all shipping first class. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Ecom Chicago is where I got 1 set. I ended up with 3 sets somehow. Does charging for shipping change eBay seller ratings? No. Now, don't gouge shipping. If you're shipping a CD, don't charge $23 to ship a CD domestically. Charge what it should cost, give or take a little bit. How does your straight shipping work with the different zones within the states? See, this is where I showed you the prices I picked cover it no matter where it goes, Kevin. So when I say that what was it? Blanket was going to be $15.99. That's $15.99 if it goes to Vermont. If it goes to LA, it's only $9. That's what I'll do, a little refunding. I just figured out my prices for anywhere in the country. And then if it so happens to go close and it's cheaper, then I'll do a little bit of refunding. See, Kevin, you live in Ohio, so you're catching your closest is you're catching all the Chicago, all of Ohio, the Pittsburgh, so you and I live in areas where there's a lot of people around us. Dennis Weddle, unfortunately, lives in the North Dakota corner, and so he doesn't have anybody around him. So he's always going to have to figure out the worst. But I always figure out where it's going to be. Now, have I been wrong and missed it by a couple bucks? Sure. But because I make money on almost every other shipping one, the ones that I screwed up by $1 or $2, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. When you're starting out, do you need eBay tape and supplies? I don't understand that question. You need tape. Doesn't have to be eBay tape, but yes, when you're shipping, you need all supplies. So you need boxes, all the sizes, priority and brown. You need shipping tape, you need bubble wrap, you need peanuts, and you need scissors, and you need those. But like I said, I did do a what tools do you need on your desk. So if you've not watched that yet, Paul, definitely go watch that. Haha. That's the trick. My recommendation, and I'm glad you said that because I was going to mention it, I forgot. My recommendation is stop doing what you've been doing and just start new now. So your old stuff's going to be the old way, but everything starting tomorrow that you list is going to be the new improved way. You're picking a flat rate. You're saying, hey, eBay customer, it's $15.99 for this blanket. Hey, eBay Canada customer, it is $24.99 for this blanket. You're just putting a flat price and you're covered if you follow my examples. Yeah, I'm telling you, I have never had a problem doing the way I just showed Art with the pool noodles. Because those pool noodles are like this. You go grab a pool noodle real quick, please. Grab one that has already been cut if you can find one really quick. because you've never done this. It truly is a shock absorber. So once on Thrift Hunters, I sold an old clock, the kind that would be like hanging in your school, and I thought, okay, what if I take pool noodles around it this way and then this way? So it's kind of like there's an orbit of pool noodles going around this clock, and it worked out great. So what's nice is it's got this channel, because when you cut it in half, it's got this channel. So you can keep it whole and cut it and then wrap it around it. Or for certain things like the face of the VCR, it's got this nice channel. So, for instance, if this was our item, boom, right around it. And it's thick. It's got some bounce to it. So, man, when you get all four sides done, and like I said, should have had one across the center. Ta-da! Easy peasy. Well, it wasn't just for international. It was that new international, that eBay weird international. So I'm pretty sure. I'll say yes. If you get screwed up and I cost you money, let me know. All right. Yeah, and if you've not used Pirate Ship, set up your Pirate Ship, get your simple export rate, and then you connect Pirate Ship to eBay, and you bring it automatically when you click on the button and import my orders. It brings them all over. And then when you ship something, Pirate Ship goes right back to eBay and says, "Hey, eBay, Jason just shipped this item. Here's the tracking number." So it's all automatic. Easy peasy. I've lost my Canada sales lately. Didn't stop thinking I can have two different international prices listed. Yeah, you could go insane, but there's no need to, because Canada's one price and the rest of the world's the same price. What I'm saying is, if you ship to Japan or Russia or Spain, it's all the same price. It doesn't really matter. So people think that it's going to be these multitude of different prices for where it's going. Nope. Super easy. Yeah. Yeah. So you were charging what it would cost in Spain to go to Canada. You're going to Canada customers. Yeah. Take care of your Canadian customers. We love our neighbors to the north. We love the 51st state. We love our attic. All right. That's it. I thought it was going to be an hour and a half, hour and 18. Not too bad. Do you know when the rates change? Is it every pound, like 1 to 2 pounds? I need more to that question. Domestic priority, yes. It used to be just by weight, but now because of their dimensions, it's by weight and dimensions. International, it kind of goes by ounces. So it'll go from like 2 pounds, 8 ounces. Then the next kick up is 2 pounds, 9 ounces. But don't even stress that too much. If you follow my chart, you're good. You're golden. You're golden, pony boy. You're good. The chart's in there. I'm going to re-put it back in there. Now that we have this new eBay option, I'm going to put it back in there. Here's your Canada. Here's your the rest of the world. Here's your when it's Pirate Ship, and here's when it's eBay. So I'll get that back in the Secret Beach tonight. So if you just follow that, you don't got to think about nothing. I have taken all your thinking away. Now here's where you need to think. If you're doing artwork, there is no real standard size. So you got to really understand, okay, I'm going to take my pictures for my listing. Then I'm going to go pack it, because you need to know when all packed and with pool noodles, how big your artwork's going to be. Okay. Oh, you're very welcome, Ma. The chart, it's in the Secret Beach right now under the files, but I'm going to put it fresh in there with a little bit of new information. So hang tight. You'll see it tonight in the Secret Beach. Kevin. Now, Kevin's usually not my pop culture reference getter, but boom, he gets it with the Outsiders. That's what we're ending on tonight. Yes, Kevin, that's awesome. Yep, stay golden, pony boy. All right, I hope this helps you all. Please reach out if you got any extra questions. But I think most people make shipping way harder than it has to be. I have dumbed it down to just bricks of weight and size. But I that's how I see the world. I don't see it as, oh, it's jeans. Oh, it's a VCR. Nope. It's a 4-pound brick. It's a 1-pound brick. That's all I see it as. And I know how to ship them. All right. So thank you very much. I love you all. And I'm going to go eat some dinner. All right. Have a good evening. I'll see you around the Secret Beach and Thrifty Board. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we're going to have an amazing thrifty business, talking to a bunch of different people, how they've been affected by the world shutdown. what you can do to help and what you can do to help yourself. That's what we're talking about tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody. I will see you later. Thanks, hon.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thanks to Toach. Oh, he's asleep. Bye, everybody.